Hi, I'm David Cantor, and today I'm going to talk about damages or compensatory damages in personal injury lawsuits. Now basically there's two different types. There's special damages and general damages. Now special damages, that includes medical costs. That can be present medical costs for doctors and surgery and also future medical costs. There's out-of-pocket losses that are included under special damages. That would include a rental car, parking fees, gas fees, anything needed in order to get to and from treatment. Also for prescription medications, crutches, braces, things of that nature. Property damage. We handle your property damage. That could be your car. If your car is damaged or if it's totaled, many times the insurance adjuster will say, well, here's a certain amount of money, and they lowball you. What we do is we handle that for you. And we don't charge you for it, meaning if we can make a few phone calls, send a few letters, and get you reimbursed for your vehicle where you're happy, it's covered. If not, and they lowball you and offer you $100 and it has to be wrapped into the lawsuit, well then that's a different story, but we handle that also. Now, lost income and employment damages. What does that mean? Well, most people think it's wages, but it also includes bonuses, vacation and sick days that you lose, and perks such as golfing outings or going to Vegas for that special trip on the company dime. Now, with reduced earning capacity, that also factors into lost income and employment damages. And many times we have to bring in an expert that does what's called forecasting, and they can tell you, well, this is what you are on target to make if you're in a setting which pays bonuses for sales or things of that nature. Now, general damages. That's the second type of damages. What are those? Well, pain and suffering. Now, that is in regards to everyday movement which causes you pain. So if normally you're walking around taking the stairs and moving just fine, but now you've been injured and you have pain in your everyday life, that counts as pain and suffering. It also qualifies for physical therapy, surgeries now and in the future, and medication types that you have to take. Loss of enjoyment, that is another general damage. What does that mean? Well, if you had athletics that you can no longer do, hobbies, hiking and recreational vehicles that maybe you drove, friends. You can no longer be with friends because they're engaged in certain activities and you can't be engaged in those activities. That is loss of enjoyment. Not only for now, not only for the immediate future, but for the rest of your life. If that's taken away from you, you are entitled to those damages. Loss of consortium. What does that mean? Well, it means a loss of intimacy, and that can be just standard intimacy or sexual intimacy with a spouse or a significant other. Unfortunately, many of these accidents and injuries can basically end marriages. We've seen many marriages end in divorce just due to the sheer trauma that's inflicted upon the relationship. You are entitled to be reimbursed if that happens to you. Now, another type of damage is what's known as emotional distress, and that can be stress, depression, anxiety, insomnia, nightmares, frustration. It can also be bitterness and guilt. So sometimes people are in an accident, yet they're not the only one that was in the car. For example, if a father is driving his kids to baseball practice and he's hurt, and now his kids maybe were hurt or maybe were scared, there's an emotional distress element to being struck by another person. Now, the way you track those damages to prove them in court is normally with a technique called journaling. You keep a journal, you get very personal with your descriptions day by day of how you've been affected that day, how you're feeling that day. Finally, there's what's known as punitive damages. Now, those damages come into play as punishment for malicious or highly egregious acts. In addition, they serve as a warning to others not to engage in gross negligence or recklessness in regards to the general public. You see this a lot with manufacturers that decide, we'll save a few bucks and we'll use defective parts. Or they don't adequately describe, you should bolt a dresser to a wall, and then we've seen these dressers fall on small children. Now, why hire Cantor Crane? Why hire us if you've been injured? Well, we have an excellent array of doctors, chiropractors, physical therapists, occupational therapists, and plastic surgeons that we can refer you to. Many of these people will take the case on liens. A lien means they don't need to be paid up front. They will get paid once your case settles out of the settlement, should it settle. We have forensic experts. They can help track how much you lost. These are employment experts also. How much damage was there? How much money have you lost? And lastly, myself and Aaron, we're both ex-prosecutors. We've done over 200 jury trials combined of all different types. We know what we're doing. The other side, the insurance companies know that we know what we're doing, and they tend to settle quicker and for higher amounts than they do with other lawyers who don't have the same experience that we do. So if you've been injured or a loved one's been injured, please give us a call. We'll come and meet with you. You can meet in our office for 30 minutes. It won't cost you a dime. Or we can drive out to your home or to the hospital and meet with you. And again, we'll go over your case from top to bottom. So I look forward to hearing from you soon. I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.